How does sourdough help with anxiety and depression? The whole process from feeding your sourdough starter to cutting into that first sourdough loaf to gifting it to someone special can be very therapeutic. It can help with your anxiety and depression in multiple ways. Here's a few. Number one, sense of accomplishments. When you finally make that first successful sourdough loaf, it can give you a boost of self-esteem and give you that sense of accomplishment. Then when you keep making successful loaves over and over again, especially after all that long process of working with the dough, you start to feel less hopeless, less depressed. You start to feel like you're actually needed and are good at something. Number two is what I call adult sensory play. Just touching the dough, the fermented smell, and visually viewing the bread rise and bake, the smell of the fresh baked bread in your house, and sometimes when you take it out of that Dutch oven, you can still hear it crackling. Or when you're slicing that crust, you can hear how crispy it is. All of the five senses, including taste, smell, hear, feel, and see, are engaged and help you feel more relaxed. Number three, mindfulness. Making sourdough bread requires you to pay attention to detail, from measuring the accurate ingredients and watching the fermentation process. This helps quiet down the anxiety and depression thoughts. Number four, routine. When you have anxiety and depression, having a structure or a routine is helpful. The sourdough routine requires hourly or sometimes daily routine: feeding, measuring, kneading the dough, proofing, and baking. All of that help provide the comfort of routine and purpose. Number five, creativity. You can get so creative with sourdough, experimenting with hydration levels, different types of flours, different scoring patterns, and then starting to make everything sourdough. Cinnamon rolls, cookies, pizza, biscuits and gravy. All of this brings something to look forward to, satisfaction and a sense of achievement. Number six, physical activity. Sourdough bread actually includes physical activity like kneading the dough, stretch and folds, slapping the dough, lifting that heavy Dutch oven out of your oven. These are all gentle, but they're still physical activities. Physical movement release endorphins, and endorphins lift up your mood and reduce stress. Number seven is connections and sharing. Sourdough connects people. There's communities of sourdough people. Sharing bread can make you more sociable, and it brings you a sense of contribution. Trust me, people will love your fresh, homemade bread. Connecting with others can be beneficial for your mental health. Number eight is break from technology. Technology can be overstimulating, which can cause more anxiety and depression. The hands-on process of sourdough making gives you a reason to step away from the screen for a little bit. Number nine is nurturing. As a wife, as a mother, as a woman, you have this inside of you that you always want to nurture something or someone. Having a sourdough starter is a little bit like having a pet, just a little less needy. You have to care for the starter, you have to feed it, you have to watch it grow. All of that brings you hope, positivity, and happiness. I am not a doctor by any means. I am just speaking from my personal experience, and I really wanted to share this with others. While sourdough might not cure anxiety and depression, it's a valuable part of self-care and therapy. So get your apron on and let's get baking. As always, I wanted to mention that I do have a free ebook about sourdough and about making your first successful loaf on my blog, and I will have this linked in the description box below, and it will get emailed straight to your inbox.